Okay, hello, Green River faculty. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about accessibility inside of the new rich content editor, but also sort of generally, and this connects a little bit to some of the other videos, specifically the one on headings in images, but I want to sort of emphasize some things in this one. So within the rich content editor, there is an accessibility checker, and it's down here towards the bottom. So down in this area here, and it's this little guy right here, this little image of a figure inside of a circle. So if you click on that, it's supposed to check the document that you're creating for accessibility issues. So you can see in this one I have open here, it says, no accessibility issues were detected, and it gives me balloons. So that makes me feel real good about myself. However, I need to point out that this accessibility checker is not foolproof by any stretch of the imagination. So even though I know that this document I have here that I'm working on, this assignment prompt, is accessible, I could very easily make some poor accessibility choices and still get a perfect score. So I'll show you. I copied this assignment and I have it open, and you can see this is my copy here. Okay. Now the difference is in this first one, you can see under purpose, I have heading 2, skills heading 3, knowledge heading 3, right? So I'm using headings appropriately to break down and organize the content within this page, within this assignment prompt. That's good accessibility practice, because somebody who is accessing this content with a screen reader or a text-to-speech app because they have visual impairments will be able to follow the flow of this document because I'm appropriately using the heading tags for my headings. However, in this copy one, you can see this purpose here. When I click in here, it still has the paragraph tag assigned, which is also assigned to the paragraphs. This skills is a paragraph. In fact, I went through and I took out all of my heading tags. You can see, so there's not actually a single heading inside of this document anywhere. All that occurred to the text here is it was made bigger and it was bolded. But that's not appropriate, because changing the font size and bolding an item does not show up in a screen reader or text-to-speech application. They don't see that. They see the tags like heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. So you would hope that a document like this, when you use the accessibility checker, would flag it for you and say, hey, you need to use headings. Unfortunately, it does not. So this is an important thing. This accessibility checker can be useful. It will tell you certain things to do, but it won't tell you everything you should do in order to have good, strong accessibility in your Canvas pages and assignments, as I don't have in this one. So now I'm going to show you an example of how the accessibility checker can help you. I've taken the same assignment and I've plopped in or inserted in an image, Edgar Allan Poe. But what I didn't do was add appropriate alternative text. So if I click on the accessibility checker, it'll tell me, hey, you have an image, right? Image file names should not be used as the alt attribute describing the image content. Basically, when I put this in, I didn't change the alt text, right? So the alt text defaulted to the name of the file. So if I change this to portrait of Edgar Allan Poe, which, is not super great, but it's an example of what it is. And I hit apply. Now the accessibility checker is telling me I'm all good. So there are things that the accessibility checker will catch. But again, this is the assignment that has the non-correct headings. Okay? So I would want to make sure myself that my headings are appropriately tagged. For instance, this one should be a heading 2. And then I can move on when I change all those headings. So just a heads up that the accessibility checker is there and you can certainly use it, but it's not foolproof. And making sure your documents, your assignments, your prompts are accessible. It does take work, but it's really important for those students who have to use other means like a screen reader or text to speech app in order to access the content. So there you go. I will say too, if you have questions about accessibility, feel free to reach out to me, through e-learning or directly through my email, and I can assist in that area. So good luck to everyone on the accessibility front.